Welcome to Clantomb. Hey. Welcome to knock it off! Alright, welcome to a walk through Clantomb. It's like 37 degrees, which is, I know, heading towards 100 in the, for our American viewers, the whole three of you. And this train smells beautiful. Good news is, there's people up here. I just heard people screaming. So let's go meet them. Scare the shit out of them, or will they scare the shit out of me? One thing I love about Clantomb, like when you do expos, we often get in through the Manhole at the end, but getting in from here just made me forget all about how the noise. It's like when you're younger and you've got that sense of adventure, because we get in the Manhole and come in from the end, you don't really hear it. I haven't done it from the entrance for many years. There's actually someone up here. I've seen some splash marks. They're probably on their way out because their splash marks are pretty dry. But they're either going to shit themselves or they're going to mug me. I'm guessing people screaming and normally kids. I'll keep talking until there. I was going to give you an update on the 70k stuff. For those that saw the video, I did a video telling my side of the 70k story. I did a walk through one of the Ballarat drains. I can see now the people's torchlight. They're still around the bend, so they haven't seen me. Ranks went on a pirate radio thing, and I'm not mentioning his name now because he pretty much went on it and called me a dog. I'm not going to have a go at him. I mean, have a go at 70k. I haven't listened to it. No real reason to listen to it. Obviously, they totally ignored what I said. I got a lot of feedback from the video, but I only got a couple of people contact me from the Ranks' podcast. But one of them was like, God, it wasn't even a KFC sign. It was a McDonald's sign, you moron. I was like, yeah, I'm the one that had to write the letter of apology and pay them, went to court and had to pay them $800. I don't know whether it was McDonald's or KFC. I also thought if that's the best they could come up with, good luck to them. Another guy said I dogged on a guy whose name I'm not going to mention. I know I dropped through him under the bus in the video. I didn't use his real name, I didn't use his tags, any of his tags. I used an obscure nickname that no one knew. And then when I heard that he was upset, I deleted it. I removed it. So, I'm not saying, hey, I'm the good guy, but I'll talk more about it because there's a dude in front of me. So, I had a bit of feedback from, like graffiti guys I knew. I know quite a few of them, I guess. And, their attitude was, fucking these guys, which I touched on it in the video. Quite a few people have said to me, how did the cops get your details? And I said, well, I just told the story again. Yeah, well, Ranks rang me and said, oh, Doug, the cops are coming around, they're going to raid you. After he'd been raided, which is weird. Like, if you're a copper and you're going to raid someone, you tell someone who's linked to that person. And from what other people who know Ranks better than me have said, it is a possibility that, apparently Ranks likes to not take the blame and put things onto other people. Fuck, I don't want to bitch about the guy, I really don't know. What I thought, like, when he got arrested, which sucks that he went to jail, I don't give a fuck how much shit the guy says about me. When he went to jail, a person from his family was on the news, you know, leaving the court screaming, "You've ruined my son's life," and you know, it sort of says a lot. Like, they've continued to blame me for all the shit that they did. The reason the police hassled me was because I had a video of me that they got from these guys when they raided them. The reason I had to pay $700 to get a new KFC sign and to, you know, compensation was because of these guys. I mean, I did it. I took the sign, and all I was trying to do was help them. That's what pisses me off the most. It's so much harder when you're trying to help someone and this shit happens. If I fuck up, I'll just say, "Shit, man, sorry, I fucked up," and then that'll be the end of it, or they won't talk to you again, or they'll agree, you know, you'll sort shit out and you'll be happy. A lot of the graffiti guys that I've spoken to since my video and since the podcast, you know, they're like, "Oh, you should try and go on it. You should tell them what cunts they are and all this sort of shit." But I really, really don't want to do that. I mean, the guy who ran the podcast, who hosted the podcast, called me a weird guy or something like that, which is, you know, he's not wrong, but it doesn't sound like someone who's unbiased, who's gonna. And if I was to go on it, it's just basically a graffiti thing anyway. I'd be just like, what's the point? I'd be pissing into a cyclone. So, yeah. But anyway, I'll never say sorry to those guys. I'll say sorry that I didn't destroy the statement. But if they think I'm a dog just because I spoke to them, keep in mind, the guy I was referring to as B said, "Say and do whatever you want. It's our fault that you're in this shit." Not that I was ever going to, but it wasn't like they were saying, "Don't say a word to them." And I was not keeping it secret. Like, I don't know, but don't dogs normally do it on the sly? I was fucking ringing all these guys, and like I said, I could have ended up in shit because I had an interview with the cops, and then I was telling the people that they were interviewing about. You know, I'm sure there's some kind of pissy law. There you go, mummy. Awesome shape, not my favourite shape. I just keep saying logical things. I didn't even get called to court. So if I'm such a fucking super, you know, the negative thing is, if they keep pissing me off, what leg do I have to stand on? If they keep saying it, do I just get all the information I do know about the guys, which is, you know, illegal shit that isn't graffiti, and do I just start telling people, look, why wouldn't I, and all the videos of them doing, you know, city loop and other dodgy shit, and photos of them doing dodgy shit, do I just release all that information? I mean, I'm not going to go down that path, but if they keep fucking pushing it, and I did, I'd fucking sook about it more. So, and if you think I'm the one sooking about it because I did the video, it's been 15 years and I hear shit about them going on about it regularly, like as in, you know, every 3 months. So anyway, that's it. I'm done with it. I don't give a fuck what anyone says or asks. I'm not mentioning 70k again. This is the first time I've bumped into heaps of people, but I've never, first time. How you going?
Yeah, alright.
I'm just filming, but I won't film you.
It's all good.
Yeah.
No worries.
I've seen you before, haven't I?
Maybe.
I'm Doug.
I am this Doug?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, have we met before?
Yeah, once before.
How you
Mobile
doing?
Power Station, 2017.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. No, I don't remember you from that. I thought you were someone else.
Nah, yeah. I used to sort of be part of the scene, but I sort of dropped off and felt like going for an explore again.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for it. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm going out. Well, tomorrow's the Cave Pains anniversary, so I'm going out for to dinner with a few guys tonight. So I just thought I'd get here a bit early because I live in Gippsland. I live near the power station.
Oh yeah, fair point. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd do a quick video and then get changed and head off for dinner. But I saw some footprints. I thought, I wonder if someone's up here. And I heard you singing or whatever.
Yeah, just being an idiot.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I thought I'm either going to scare the shit out of you or you'll just be chill.
Yeah.
Luckily you were chill.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I'm going to keep going because I've got to be at this thing at 6:30, so
that's
I
all
only
good.
just got in here.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah, so I'll use this audio, but I won't. I didn't film your face.
Alright.
It's just interesting. People like meeting people.
Yeah.
But it's like people find it interesting. All right, mate.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, cheers. Catch you later. See ya. And there you go. Yeah, so it's a bit like sloths. You get in mummy almost straight away, and then you come around the corner and hey Chico, 2019. It's just like a bigger version of sloth. Sloth's more chilled, more relaxed. Who wants to see footage of me walking up that? Cave plans, man, they've been coming up here since 2021. Gully gaze, taking Mariachi. Gully gaze, taking Mariachi. Gully gaze. Mister. Gully gaze. Get wet. I already am. Not really falls, it's stairs, but whatever. So if anyone wants to know about Cullen, have a look at my mini tent video. Dreadlocks. It is the Cave Clan anniversary tomorrow, or the day that I'm recording, which is another reason why I'm here. Usually I just get to Melbourne for a reason and I just sneak in a drain. So that is why I'm doing this, and I'm in a rush again because I got held up in traffic because it was peak hour. I was going to tell you the story about the Clannies, which I've told before, and look, I've probably even told it in a walkthrough, but I'll go into detail a bit more with this one. But when we first started the clan, it was just, three of us, and we were dorky. And I mean, I was the main instigator at trying to make it bigger. When we finally started getting some members, like the drain dwellers basically kept us alive. We were about to quit. And then we just started getting more members. Gilligan and his crew, Roscoe, Cougar, Vandal, then Crit, and Yogi, Gobbledocks, Desi, Roxy. We started getting enough that it was like, we need like some kind of function. I mean, we already had the clan anniversary, but we needed something else. So for some reason, Cougar was around my place. I think he got there early. We were doing something, and we were talking about what can we do to make Cave Clan a bit more entertaining, keep people interested. So yeah, then the Logies came on, which is, for those not in Australia, is just our TV awards, and they're dodgy as fuck. So we were like, we looked at each other, and we just spent the next hours talking about like silly awards and all that sort of thing, and we sort of agreed it has to be silly. I think it was like 3 weeks later we'd done all the voting, we set it up and we had the awards. We painted Skittles silver and 1 gold for the awards, and we all voted, and we had it, was up and going within a few weeks. At the end of the night, everything got trashed, and you know, and we kind of thought, oh, it's going to be a one-off. It's not going to work again. It was a bit of a disaster. It was heaps of fun, but then we had the second Clannies, and it went well. It was like twice as many people. The first one had like 20 people max. The second one had, you know, 35 people there. But everyone had heard about how the first one got smashed up. It wasn't that bad. It got smashed up a bit. At the end of the second one, fucking people just trashed it. I think there might have been a punch on too. Yeah, so that was a bit disappointing. But it still kept going and it's still getting bigger. Yeah, it was always meant to be, yeah, silly. So anyway, it went on and got bigger and bigger. And I got to the stage where when I sort of had family and moved to Gippsland, I sort of just mainly did a couple of main things in the clans. I mean, one, because I love doing it. Clannies is a huge job. And I thought, well, I'm not going to tell anyone because I loved it. You know, Cougar had died by now, who was the co-founder of the Clannies, the awards. So, you know, I was never going to tell anyone who won what. So that worked for a while, but then one Clannies, let's just say 2008, I don't know, but for the sake of the story, around about then, we had this massive Clannies. There was like, I don't know, close to 200 people there, which is a lot considering what we're just drain explorers or urban explorers. But catching up and all that was really good. But what happened was every time someone, I think I was hosting it, every time someone won an award, they'd say, what have I won? And everyone was just screaming out the whole time, speak up, because out of those 200 people, only probably 30 really gave a fuck. And the others just didn't really feel involved. You could just see people sitting there talking to each other who just had zero interest in the Clannies. They just said, you know, how cool does it sound when someone says, hey, you want to come to a party in a drain? And then they don't expect us to be giving out awards or whatever. But so what we started doing was after that Clannies, I started a poll on the Cave Clan forums and a thread, just how can we improve it? And we basically stole a whole heap of ideas, I say stole, but from the GTAs, which is the Sid Clans Awards Night. And so we decided to get a video digital display. With the logic being, well, first it just basically showed the winner. The winner is, you know, and people loved it. It was really, really popular. I'm not just, you know, anyone in the clan at that time. It just made the awards a bit better. But then people still had the same problem. They didn't know who'd won. They didn't know what, you know, what the award was. Nobody knew. So the next year, after more polls and more suggestions, so it was a planned thing from, you know, the whole of Australia pretty much. So one thing that was suggested was that we get the previous year's winner to present the award, which means you don't just have me and people get bored of the same person and start talking. But at first it didn't work. It was like I spent half the time at night running around trying to find the next person. I just missed the whole awards and it was just a pandemonium. So then the following year, after more chatting, more polls, we started putting messages between, and we started adding video footage, and we put all the minor placings, what came 5th, 4th, which had videos, so people started getting more interested in it because they could see what was going on. And then in between the awards, we'd say, the next award is blah, 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 and it's going to be presented by last year's winner, blah, blah.
I'm just mad about Caramel. It's acting in beads of gum leaves. Oh, I'm a smoother kind of koala. And all of my friends, they agree. They call me Caramelo. Koala. They call me Caramelo. Koala. Smooth, flowing caramel covered in delicious Cadbury dairy milk chocolate. I go with the flow.
And we'd put it up on the screen, and I'd also have a spreadsheet made up that I'd give to everyone that tells them you're presenting the award between this and that. And the presentation video normally went for an hour and a half, and it contained heaps of stuff. And basically, I just say to my wife, a month before the Clannies, I'm just going to be spending all our spare time, my spare time, working on the Clannies. Now, people want the old style where we used to spray the gold votes on the ground, on the wall, and all that sort of thing. But like, fucking people having fucking asthma attacks and all that sort of shit, and you know, someone hosting it for the whole night. But whoever hosted it, people that didn't like them would just talk over them. It was just, so we think we found the perfect formula, or the best, not perfect. But the tunnel still echoes, and by now we were getting, you know, over the night we were getting a few hundred people. So it was working pretty well. The message would say, the next award is going to be presented by Desi. Go find her. So I put the onus onto, you know, the group effort. Desi, you're up next. You're presenting Best Playing Girl. So that helped. And also, we left on the screen, even when the award was being presented, yeah, he'd made up these titles, so everyone knew what the award, no one was saying what award. It just went really well. Now, it might be a bit more sterile than the original Clannies, but it still had plastic skittles, it still had stupid awards, and then, you know, like I said, it was my major job for the year, and I loved doing it. Oh, this is a cool little bit. I'll add into the photo of Prowler. That's it used to be a really good exit. You just climb up there and climb through a hole, and you just come out the street. So now we're up to like 2015 maybe, and I thought this is one of the few guys that regularly gives me shit. I'm not going to mention his name because, you know, to be honest, from what people have said to me, I don't think he's all that well. Say the same about me. But so I don't want to mention his name. But anyway, he rang me and said, oh, actually before any of this happened, the previous year, this guy had come back from being away somewhere, and I'd set the video up at the Clannies, and I was just filming all the people, and I was going to put it in time lapse. And it's such a good drain. And you put, you know, music over for the ending credits. Thanks to everyone, blah blah blah. When I was listening back to it, I think I filmed like half an hour. This guy who just got back, they hadn't been in Melbourne or to the Clannies for like 6 or 7 years. And he was on I could hear him on the video, oh, we need to get rid of this video and all this shit, we need to go back to how it was. And the person was like, oh yeah, and then the next person came up and he's like, oh, we need to get, you know, so it's like campaigning. I'll just stop. This bit's pretty cool. Get another shape change up here. Round tunnel for a little bit. You know, so I knew he didn't like the concept. But he just ignored the fact that we had fine-tuned it over 6 or 7 years. And he just rings me one night and says, I've got a heap of people coming to the Clannies. A lot of them are from overseas. I don't want it to be shit, like all on video and all that. I want to host it. I want to go back to how it was. So here we are, the rectangular section, which is a lot newer than the rest of the tunnel. Yeah, and so I sort of tried explaining to him, you know, people won't hear. And anyway, we literally went around in circles, and I said to him, we're just going in circles, you're not listening to me. And he goes, no, you're not listening to me. The Clannies is shit. So eventually I just did what I could for him. And we got to the start of the Clannies and I'd made up this thing welcoming all these people from overseas. And it went on a bit, it was like 5 minutes. So when people were expecting the awards to start, and it was like a 5-minute welcome, this is actually a pretty cool exit. I'll give you a glance, see how we go. It comes out in the middle of a park, so sometimes we've got now, and people have been literally playing football over the grill. There's the outside of that grill where I said they used to play football over, but you can see they've planted trees all around here, building a new dunny block. So yeah, I doubt if they'll be playing football. It's probably probably better to get out of now. I mean, the road's just there. It's more bushy. There we have it. Rock and roll. Anyway, this guy comes up with this funny, hilarious thing, and I'm saying, look, it's funny, but you basically did a speech about how Melbourne Water own the drains, you know, and we get permission from them. And then he had this thing where he calls out, so he's up on the stage now at the start of the thing, and he calls out way up the chamber, he's got someone waiting. And when he says, hey, Melbourne Water, we've got the okay to start, and then you hear this whoop whoop, and then he goes, all right, let's start the awards. But anyway, I was like, it's not going to work, it's going to be too noisy, you're going to be real, you know, at that time, the start of the awards, it's normally pretty hectic. He does his line, there's no response. No response. He does his line again, there's no response, and then he calls out, where's so-and-so? So the joke's been ruined anyway. Instead of just going on, he says, someone says, oh, she's gone to meet her friend outside, she'll be back soon. So instead of just skipping, you know, a joke that is so insignificant, he calls out, Duggo, we have to wait. And then when the award started, eventually he did the joke and no one heard it, no one got it. When he was trying to get us to change stuff, there was like discussions on forums and no one said a fucking word. That's why I just gave in to him as much as I could. We still kept the video and all that sort of thing. But within 10 minutes of him hosting the awards, people who were fucking respectable cave painting members and not even my mates, they were coming up saying, you've got to stop him, he's ruining the awards. And who is he? You should have said something when shit was happening. And it was shit. The award, it was shit. People still had a good time because you always have a good time. And then, like the following year, this guy rings me again before Clanny's time. And I really, like I've gone from loving doing this awards, this work to, oh fuck, this guy's living in Melbourne now. And then he just starts again. And I said, look, and after we went around in circles a couple of times, I just said, look, you do the awards because at the time, my mother was almost dead, you know, had later stage dementia. And my daughter, like I had 2 kids now, my youngest one was having issues. And I just couldn't be fucked. I mean, I love doing the Clannies. And I just said to him, look, you just do it, mate. You're keen. I was trying to be positive about it. And that was the end of the conversation. And then there's just this message on forums next time I go on, and it's, I'm sick of, you know, trying to deal with Duggo. He's just had a sook and told me to take over the Clannies just because I questioned a few things and told him that it's shit. And I was like, not that I wanted him to mention my personal details, but there was no mention of, you know, my mother who died not long after that, or, you know, the personal issues. But I was still fine to do the plannies. I just wasn't fine with I didn't have the time to argue with this guy who, you know, is probably pretty much on the spectrum and can't, you know. So that was it. That was the last plannies I did, and then the crime church thing happened. It's like, yeah, this guy, like on the expo base, the Sydney chat thing, as soon as I post something on there, you'd go back and look. Within minutes, there'd be a response from this guy. And like, for one example was when Sydney Clan was having this massive fuck up, which they've sorted out now, and a guy I know in Melbourne who's really respected wrote this message to Sydney. And it wasn't just, oh, you guys are cunts. It was, you guys are fucked. But, you know, it wasn't just it was a detailed response, and it was I'm pretty sure I've filmed this bit before somewhere. It was articulate, you know, and everything. Anyway, I put it up. I looked 15 minutes later, there's a response from this guy. He says, don't worry, because I said it's from someone else. I can't remember if I said the actual person or not, but I think I did. It was green anyway. And this guy's response was, Green probably didn't even write it. Duggo's just made that up and written it. So that's how out of touch he was. Like, fucking the whole of Cave Clan were pissed off. We're just fed up with how Sydney was going and what they've been doing, what they've been doing for years. But he honestly thought no one would say that. That is how he, sorry, that just threw me a bit. Yeah, he's, what the heck? Flirt. I'm seeing Flirt soon. So he's tired. So I would have, after the crime churching, I probably wouldn't have, but I would have done the clannies for another year or two. And if things went a bit better, my intention was to just keep doing them, have someone to back up, not do the whole thing on my own. But now Cypher's doing them, and from what I can tell, is doing a great job. Go to the clannies. I'll go on Gilligan. No date. I'd say it's 20 years old, plus, probably 25. Baltimore Street exit. Hey honey, I installed the fountain in the hallway. Hope you like it. Rich kid. So this is to be called something of piss or piss waves. You can see how it's all wet up the sides. Yeah, depending how much rain there is, this whole section just has squirts, but they come out heap further than that bit on the video, unless they've repaired it. There's another one. The piss holes, that's what it was called. Yeah, they used to squirt out more. The snake ate you too, yay, I love company. What snake? I think they're referring to this pipe being inside of a snake. Miss Tubby. Tubby with the cock and balls. Don't worry. Caving gets me wet too. There's another. Back onto this drain, I'm really going to have to turn around. I have to get, out of here and get to the clan anniversary, definitely keep going. I know I always say this, and I really wanted another hour. And when it gets smaller, keep going. I think keep going left, but there's one where it turns into two tunnels. They both join up anyway. The right one has this really old Drainiacs graffiti in it. And this drain has heaps of water in it. But keep going. It gets rectangular. It gets smaller twice and then gets bigger. Eventually you get to this section called the end. You can get out there. The grills look like they don't come off, but they're hinged. But actually I'll slip a bit of video in and you can see when I lift them up I try and pull it right off and then I realise I can't. I can only lift it up. But yeah, so keep going up, go up the right tunnel. I really wanted to get it on film because I doubt I'll be coming back here. Someone grab a photo of the old... It's got their full names. I tried searching for them years ago. I don't know if I've still got it somewhere. But my plan was, you know, they could actually track one of them down. So it's got the Drainiacs and it's got all their names. I'm pretty sure I put it in the Drano. When I last searched for them, it would have been 15, 20 years ago. Whereas now, with, you know, there's probably nothing, but yeah, so it's fucking long. Keep going right near it. Okay, I'm heading back. Thanks for watching. Keep going if you do Clantomb. It's like two separate drains. Once you get past the rectangular one, it's mostly just a pipe, but it's got some rectangular sections. Take a bike, that'll be good. But if you're just into like good drain, you know, you're only going to do the best 20 drains. I wouldn't even go past the rectangular section, even though I find this really interesting, this section. So I've got no idea what the next video is. I'm still hoping to do the Dwellers one soon. Thinking about doing 69er. I'm just a bit worried doing it on my own, to be honest. It's been so long since I've done it. God, same thing. I'll probably do it via manholes anyway. Like I said, I'm just going to keep doing them until I just get sick of them. They struggle to get 300 views, so you know, I know a lot of them would be just people watching the first few minutes going, this is shit. So, you know, I just do it for something to do. I'm not hoping to become some kind of sensation. I know that's not going to happen. Plus these videos are pretty shit, aren't they? Like, you just think this tunnel is going to die. The first half is awesome. This is like a totally different tunnel. I'm going to stop filming soon. So thanks for watching. Alright, see you later.